Hello, good morning, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's Muse Collection webinar. My name is Julianne Thomas, and I am the sales manager for the Muse and Cameo collections based in Washington, D.C. But today I'm broadcasting live from a fam trip in Belize, and we are at the Gaia River Lodge. I don't know if you can hear the waterfall, but it's right here to my right. And we are headed to the water, which is at the Matatika Resort. And we were just speaking, Felix and I, that there is a cruise port there, that they do have one stop in Belize. So it's one of the options on one of the many cruises. So we're so excited today to introduce Hapag-Lloyd's adventure cruises and expedition ships. And Felix is here with us, and he will go ahead and begin. So welcome, Felix.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's start right into it.
Hapag-Lloyd Cruises takes you on voyages that stay with you forever, to extraordinary places that only few ever reach. Rooted in tradition as the pioneer of the cruise, on small ships that offer great freedom and generous space for well-being. With service that is discreet and leaves a lasting impression, and cuisine that elevates every moment. For days that stretch out like horizons, and nights filled with a touch of magic. Unforgettable with all the senses. Hapag-Lloyd Cruises.
So my name is Felix. I'm the international sales manager from Hapag-Lloyd Cruises that is responsible for the North American market. And like Gian told you today, I am going to tell you a little bit about the history of Hapag-Lloyd Cruises, where we come from, how we started, and then I will also focus on our expedition cruises, which hopefully is very interesting for you guys. And yes, as I said, I want to start with the very exciting or special history of Hapag-Lloyd Cruises, because the history of cruising is not just any history, it's our history. And that's a big statement, but Hapag-Lloyd Cruises has a proud history of well over 100 of years. We are actually the inventor of cruising. Because in January 22nd in 1891, that is when our Augusta Victoria left for its first so-called pleasure voyage. That was, the first ship that was specially designed to have people on board and have a good time. And it was not a liner. It was not for transportation. It was just to have a good time on board. And this is how we invented cruising, or Albert Ballin did at that time. The travel slogan of that time was "Travel like the Emperor." And we basically have been in operation ever since. We never stopped. And this is kind of a little backstory to our history. Hapag-Lloyd started as a container shipping line. It still is, but we are not part of that container shipping line anymore. But the managing director, Albert Ballin, in 1886 of that container shipping line had the idea to, have the Augusta Victoria have a ship, invite friends, business partners, and family on board to have a good time. And this is how we founded Hapag-Lloyd Cruises back in 1891. And in 1894, we already went to our first expedition cruise to Norway to explore the Norwegian fjords. And in 1970, first it was called only Hapag, and then it was a fusion with the Norddeutsche Lloyd. So this is when it actually became Hapag-Lloyd at that time. So it's a long company with a lot of tradition from Germany, Hamburg. And we are still based in Hamburg, Germany, as well as the container shipping line. So there's a long history between us. And in 1966, we went from Bremerhaven, Germany, to New York with 85 passengers on board. And yeah, in 1982, our fifth Europa set new standards in terms of space per guest on board of a cruise ship. Yeah, and this is kind of how we continued our journey until today. We always set new standards. In 1996, we had the premiere in the ice, where we were the first passenger ship to circumnavigate the island of Svalbard. There was no other passenger ship at that time around. Same in 1999, we again set new standards. Our sixth Europa got published and set new standards in terms of luxury on cruise ships. The world has never seen a luxury cruise ship like that before, and it basically defined how we know luxury cruising today. So very interesting. And yeah, in 2003, we made history because at that time there was no other expedition passenger cruise ships in Antarctica, and our cruise ship with our guests on board, the Bremen, at that time discovered an unknown strait of water that led to an inaccessible island. Since that, this island has been named after our ship from Hapag-Lloyd Cruises, the Bremen Island, and also the channel that leads to that island is called Bremen Island. So pioneering at its best. We started cruising, and we started or explored new regions every year, and this is how we continued. We were serving the German market for most of our time. That's why in North America, especially, we are not that well known. But we are, yeah, we changed that in 2013 when we introduced our newest Europa 2 as a bilingual ship. So since 2013, we are serving also international guests, not only German speaking guests. So yeah, today all of our 5 ships are bilingual. English and German is the onboard language. And in 2000, oh, sorry, one back, I wasn't done yet. In 2014, we were the first first non-Russian passenger ship that reached almost the North Pole with just 280 miles to go. So very far up in the north. This is where we go on very remote destinations. We were also in 2015 the first expedition cruise that put the Marshall Islands into our itineraries, which is a very remote kind of remote islands or collection of islands. And yeah, in 2019, the Bremen was also a former passenger or expedition ship of ours, was also the first passenger ship in the world to circumnavigate the Arctic. Yeah, and in the same year, we also introduced our new expedition class, which I want to talk about more today to let you know about our amazing expedition product we have. So this is us today. We have 5 ships in total. As I said, I want to focus on our expedition ships. We have the HANSEATIC Inspiration, HANSEATIC Nature, and HANSEATIC Spirit. Those 3 ships were introduced in 2019 and 2020. So very new ships, and yeah, we kind of retired our old HANSEATIC Bremen and got 3 identical new ships, and they are all rated 5 stars from the Inside Guide, or formerly the Berlitz Cruise Guide. And actually, all of our ships are rated 5 stars. So this is why we can proudly call us best fleet in the world. There are other cruise companies with 5-star ships, but our fleet entirely has 5-star, which makes us the best fleet in the world. And this is our expedition class I want to talk about today. So we have a total of 3 ships. I already said that. They are very small ships on spectacular routes, exploring untouched regions around the world. Our expedition ships have actually completed 23 journeys through the Northwest Passage, 5 through the Northeast Passage, which we currently cannot do because of the war where Russia is involved. And we also have done already 6 semi-circumnavigations of Antarctica. So speaking about experience and history of Hapag-Lloyd, there's no other company that can say or bring that experience into expedition cruising. In 1996, our former expedition ship, the MS Bremen, was actually the first passenger ship to circumnavigate the island of Svalbard. As I said, in 2003, we discovered the unknown islands in Antarctica. So there's a lot of expedition experiences and milestones within that history, which we just continue. Yeah, and in 2021, the Spirit was actually the first passenger ship that explored the Gulf of Bothnia, as well as the Swedish and Finnish Lapland. And this picture is from that frozen Baltic Sea in January. You won't see any other expedition or cruise ship around there at that time because it's fully frozen. So our ships have the highest ice class, the PC6, so we can actually go through ice. Sometimes even we get stuck, and then our passengers have the chance to walk on the ice around the ship, which is incredible. And then we have to wait for the icebreaker to get us free and to continue our route, which is just incredible. This is the expedition class, and here's a little video of our expedition class. Oh. So all 3 ships were built in 2019, the Spirit in 2021, and all 3 of them are identical. So 3 ships identical, only the carpet colors and the specialty restaurant is different. They all have a capacity of 230 guests, and we limit that number to 199 for all Antarctica itineraries. So we have the maximum amount of time for our landings on board, because you are not allowed to enter the shore with more than 100 people at a time. So we limit that to 200 or 199 to have the maximum amount of time for our guests possible at shore to experience the destinations. And yeah, we have onboard language, English and German. So every announcement, you get the same experience if you are a German-speaking or English-speaking guest. There is no difference. And we have the highest ice class. Yes. We have also a crew of 175 looking after 199 guests, is almost a 1-to-1 ratio, which is very good for a very small expedition ship. And sometimes when I see the pictures, you don't know how small we are. That's why I like to bring this picture. We are very small compared to other cruise lines. So it's a small ship for only 230 guests or 200 guests, but it offers a maximum amount of space per person. So it never feels crowded. You have a lot of outdoor seating, outdoor area actually, because our ships are not only built for cold weather, we are also built for warm weather. And I want to show you a little bit more about the interior of the ship. So you can enjoy expedition paired with a modern design and state-of-the-art technology. Our HANSEATIC is our multifunctional lounge for experts, presentation, and it also turns into an atmospheric bar in the evening. Our observation lounge has 180-degree views, so it's perfect. It's inside. If it's cold, you can still enjoy the scenery outside. With a drink or reading a book, whatever you would like to do. And yeah, as I said, it's also built for warm weather. So that's kind of special. All three ships were built in Norway. And we actually thought about, okay, expedition, cold weather, but we also want to do the warm weather expedition. So we do have a pool area. We can close the roof depending on the weather conditions. It's a smaller pool, but we do have a countercurrent system if you like swimming. And here's a closer look to the observation lounge. So it's a very nice atmosphere there, especially during the day or on sea days. This is our HANSEATIC, where we do have the experts team talks or the pre and post talks for the shore landings. And here's again a bigger picture of our pool area. So there's a lot of indoor and outdoor opportunities. We also have the Ocean Academy on board. That is a room specially designed to learn more about the destination, because if your clients or you go to a destination with Hapag-Lloyd Cruises, the experience is about the destination. You want to learn about it, and this is a very nice space where you can actually take your time. We also offer young explorer cruises for our kids. This is where they have then little shore excursions and pre and post programs for our little kids, and they like to use this room as well. So it's a nice atmosphere to learn about the destination you are going to. Here's a bigger picture of it. And then we also have depending on which ship you are, the inspiration, nature, or spirit walk. So that's the bow. It's open for our guests. You can really go very close to the ice, or even when we go to London, because sometimes we stop at unusual expedition destinations as well, because we cover the whole world. So this is a picture where the Tower Bridge opens up for us. And yeah, sometimes we stop at destinations that are not considered expedition, but we pair that on our itineraries with expedition. Our bridge is also open, so you can go to talk to the captain anytime. It's an open bridge policy. These are our glass balconies. They extend again to get the best pictures of your experience at the destinations. It's 15 meters high, and we also have a marina. Again, for warm weather destination, this is a perfect spot to go. The stand-up paddle boards, to do the stand-up paddle boards, to go snorkeling, to have a swim. So we stop in the South Seas at remote beaches, do the kayaking, and yeah, our ships are well prepared for both. And I will tell you, or I will show you a couple of our itineraries later on, and this is where you see, okay, we cover the whole world, and it's not only Antarctica, what we do with our expedition ships. On board, you will find 120 cabins and not a single inside cabin. So the suite sizes vary from 226 square feet up to 764 square feet. All of them are equipped with rain showers, heated walls in the bathroom, and state-of-the-art technology. Again, very new ships from 2021, the latest. Every cabin is equipped with binoculars, Nordic walking poles. We do have a butler service, a 24-hour suite service. We do have a free minibar, coffee machine, and extensive infotainment. This is our outside cabin. This cabin is 226 square feet large, and it's equipped with all the amenities I just said, the rain shower, free minibar, binoculars. So this is the entry level. Next one would be the panoramic cabin, still entry level, and the price difference are very low. Like it's a small level up to each category. This is a panoramic cabin where you have the window from the ceiling to the floor, which I really like because you have the best views. But you can also get another entry-level cabin as the French balcony, where you can at least open the door. You don't have the best views as in the panoramic cabin, but still you have the fresh air. Or you go fully for the balcony cabin, which is 291 square feet. And yeah, again, same amenities. There's no difference in those categories. The only difference will become once you book a junior suite, then you get a bigger cabin with a separate living and sleeping area, and the sleeping area will always have the panoramic window, and the living area will always have the veranda, the balcony, and actually with heaters. So even in Antarctica, you can have the heaters on and enjoy the outside on your balcony, or have a drink, or just enjoy the view. Yes, so that is another bigger picture of the sleeping area in the junior suite. And this is how the living area looks. So you actually have a nice dining table and a couch to enjoy the day. Or you can go for the Grand Suite, which is our biggest suite on board. It's 764 square feet. You get, again, the sleeping area with the panoramic windows. You get the separate living area and dining area with the veranda and the heaters. And you get also like the butler service. You also have a daylight bathroom with 2 sinks, a freestanding bath, which is incredible because you have a great view while you're taking a bath. Rain shower, steam sauna in the shower area, veranda access. You also get a table reservation at our restaurants, which is like a special service exclusively for the Grand Suites. And you can also choose your Zodiac group, because we have 2 Zodiac groups at a time. One is usually early in the morning and the other one in the afternoon. So our suite guests can actually choose. For all other guests, there will be different groups every day, basically. So everyone gets the early ones and the afternoon ones. And you also get free Wi-Fi in this suite. This is the living area, and this is the sleeping area, and this is the living area. It's a lot bigger than the junior suite ones. So we have 3 spaciously designed restaurants with indoor and outdoor seatings on board. The main restaurant is with flexible seating, Lido buffet restaurant with a large outdoor deck, as well as specialty restaurants, Nikki, that is focused on Japanese Peruvian cuisine at no surcharge. Yeah, so you have 3 restaurants on each ship, the HANSEATIC restaurant with 178 seats, so that almost fits all of our guests. Then we have the Lido restaurant with 84 indoor seats and 100 outdoor seats. And then each ship has one specialty restaurant with additional 44 seats. So the inspiration has the Nikkei, which is a Japanese Peruvian cuisine. This Hanseatic Spirit has the L'Esprit, which is a French cuisine, a specialty restaurant, and the Nature has the Hamptons, which is a North American cuisine. And all seats, available seats together is more than we can accommodate passengers on board. So it really never feels crowded. There's no seating time. Once you have a table for your dinner, it's your table for the night. No one will rush you with your dinner, so you can really enjoy the amazing food we have on board, and it never feels crowded again. Also, the specialty restaurants, they just need a reservation, but they are included. So you just can do the reservation on board, not in advance, on board, and then our crew makes sure that everyone has at least a chance to eat in the specialty restaurants. And yeah, here's a little overview again of the restaurants on board. So you get the breakfast, lunch, and dinner in the HANSEATIC in the main restaurant. You get the dinner in the specialty restaurant, depending on which ship you are. And we also have the Lido restaurant where you have breakfast, lunch, and dinner again. And then we have 3 spacious bars, one at the pool, one in the Hanse Atrium, and one at the observation lounge. So very atmospheric, depending on the day of or time of the day. And then we, of course, also have a ocean spa. It's offering everything you need. We do have a limited capacity of the ship, so the spa never feels crowded. It's very spacious, and we have also a fitness area, which is 1,000 square feet. We do offer fitness classes, yoga classes, stretching classes, and you can take part of them. There's no extra surcharge, so you can actually enjoy and go for the spa or the fitness area anytime you want. It's open 24 hours, the fitness area. The spa is not, but it's very nice. You have the panoramic views, and you can stay inside the warm while looking out and see the ice. And then what's included in the price? Everything you eat on board, even the specialty restaurant, is included. So there's nothing you can add on, or you don't have to pay the specialty restaurants. Everything you eat is included. All landings and Zodiac rides are included. The multimedia lectures, the expert talks are included as well. The interactive Ocean Academy is included. Our sports program is included. Only if you want a one-on-one training, then there will be at additional charge. You get the parka, snowshoes, rubber boots, snorkeling, stand-up paddleboards, depending on where you are in the world. You also have free access to the ocean spa. Only the treatments, the massages and treatments are at additional charge. Then you also get in every cabin, it doesn't matter on which cabin, you get a welcome champagne, you get the mini bar that is restocked daily with soft drinks and juices. And you also get in the junior suite, then you get spirits in your mini bar included. We do have a 24-hour room service in any cabin category. All gratuities are included. You get 1 hour free Wi-Fi per day included in your cabin, and we also have additional Wi-Fi packages that you can book at surcharge. We do have free soft drinks, water, Coca-Cola, Fanta, tonic, whatever you like is included as well. And all kinds of tea and coffee specialties are included as well. What's not included is basically only the alcoholic beverages. We do have very moderate prices on board. So like for For a beer, it's €3.90, which is $4.20 or something, or a cocktail is like $8 to $9. So very moderate prices. But if you want to have it all inclusive, then I would just recommend to book the drinking package. Then you don't have to worry about it, and it's all included. It just depends on some people drink less, some people drink more, so you can choose what's the best for you. And that's the inclusions of the expedition. One thing is sometimes we go to destinations where we can offer third-party excursions, like London, for example, or Toronto when we enter the Great Lakes. This is where we can offer actually like a sightseeing tour of a third party. And then there is additional shore excursions that can be booked for surcharge. But if we're at very remote places, everything we organize ourselves with our experts team that is specialized on the destination, then that would be included. So everything we organize is included. On Antarctica excursion or Antarctica itineraries, for example, every shore excursion will be included. In the Great Lakes, for example, we will offer like a sightseeing tour that will be at surcharge. Yes. And now I want to show you quickly some of our very interesting expedition itineraries, because that is what we are known for. We have very unusual, unique itineraries that no one else does, and this is where we stand out to our competitors. We do itineraries no one else does. We does the once-in-a-lifetime semi-circumnavigation of Antarctica, the once-in-a-lifetime itineraries like Northwest Passage, but we also do like regular itineraries. And yeah, I want to show you a couple of them, and I'm pretty sure you would be surprised or see an itinerary no one else does in that way. Because we also, like I said, we cover the whole world, and we go anywhere. And also we do expedition at warm destinations, which is quite unique. We enter the Great Lakes. No one else does that in our luxury segment. There's no other cruise ship, luxury expedition cruise ship that enters the locks and go into the Great Lakes. Also, the Amazon River is a very special one, but I will go through the itineraries now. So let's start with Asia. Japan. Japan is very special. It became kind of a hype, but we have been there for such a long time, and we can actually go with our small ships to very small ports. Some ports are even so small that they don't have port authorities. It's still the fishermen that are actually like have a community, and they allow us to enter their port. So you get a really nice and authentic expedition with our ships and our product. So we maintained a good relationship all over the world. Because we have been all over the world for many years. So that's kind of how we do our itineraries a little bit more special, and we always try to do something extra on it. So that will be very interesting Japan itinerary. Another one would be this one from Darwin to Keelung. So that's a very unique routing, and I think it's just spectacular how you end up in Taiwan, but you also have the Philippines included and some very remote destinations of Indonesia. Raja Ampat is included, and you started Australia. Such an amazing itinerary. That will be in 2028. We also do the South Seas, which is very close. This one is from Tahiti to Numea. This is where we actually go with the Zodiacs to very remote beaches. We have like a surprise call for our guests, a surprise beach barbecue at a very remote island. So you always think about luxury, but we also combine those destinations like Bora Bora with expedition, because the nature is just incredible at that destination, the Cook Islands. Then we also go to Africa and the Indian Ocean. This one is from Cape Town all the way to Mauritius. Very nice itinerary. Usually, all of our itineraries are a little bit longer than most other companies. But as I said, if you really decide to go with Hapag-Lloyd Cruises, you really get to get a feeling of the destination, because that's what it's all about. And then we also go from the Seychelles to Mauritius, another great itinerary and warm weather. This one is actually a little bit longer, 24 days, but I thought it's just amazing how we cover the western edge of Africa, and you can actually explore a lot of countries and combine that with a very African experience, I would say. So you really get to know Africa and all the different ports, and also you probably see a lot of nice safaris on the way go to Cape Town. So very interesting. It's longer, but for people that really want to explore a destination and have the time, that would be just amazing. Then another very interesting destination, Central and South America. This is really spectacular, from Lima in Peru through the Panama Canal all the way to Belém. Yeah, you really, again, it's a long itinerary, but it's great to explore new countries, new places. And this actually ends in Belém, where we do our very special Amazon River itineraries. This itinerary is very unique, and it's one of our USP itineraries because no one else does it in that way. Some other expedition cruise companies also go to the Amazon River, but they usually end in Manaus, which is right here, if you can see Manaus on the map. But that's the furthest everyone go. But the most interesting part of the Amazon River is actually from Manaus all the way up to Iquitos. And this is what we do with our ship. It's a nautical challenge for our captains, but we have been done it for years now. And it can only be done twice a year because of the water level. So we do it right after the rain season. And this is where we have one itinerary going up the river, and then we have another itinerary going down the river. So only 2 itineraries a year. It's well booked. So if your clients or you want to go in 2028, we still have availabilities open. Yeah, very special. Iquitos is actually closer to the Pacific than where we enter in the Atlantic. So very unique. It can only be reached by airplane or by ship. There's no roads connected to any other cities because it's so remote and dense in a dense Amazon jungle. So yeah, for real expedition people, this is the greatest itinerary in my opinion. And then the Great Lakes, also a very interesting destination. You wouldn't think about cruising in the Great Lakes, but we actually offer all 4 lakes. Is it 5 lakes? Sorry. So you can explore all 5 lakes in one itinerary in 13 days from Toronto to Milwaukee. And yeah, we use our Zodiac boats in all lakes on the Canadian side. So it's, again, paired a real expedition of those lakes with the cities and metropoles like Toronto or Milwaukee. And yeah, it's very interesting. And this is what I meant by we do have unique itineraries. And then also for the first time now we have Australia, well, not Australia, but we do have the Kimberleys included. So that will be a very interesting expedition cruise in 2028. It's the west coast of Australia, very remote, beautiful nature, beautiful destination. And yeah, it's a long itinerary again, but it's the Kimberleys, so amazing nature. Um, I would love to go on this itinerary, to be honest. So, and then we also have New Zealand included. We usually have that. You can actually get a feeling we do cover the whole world. And of course, the Arctic. We do have that included in 2027 as well. It's 2027. This is the Northwest Passage, a very unique, once in a lifetime itinerary for most of our guests. Like I said, we have done it many times, so there's no one else in this business that has more experience in doing that. And experience is really what you need on those itineraries, because you also want to have it a safe environment. And yeah, we have done it. We have the experience to do it, and our ships are well built and able to do it. We have proven it many times. So if you want to do the Northwest Passage, Hapag-Lloyd Cruises is definitely a reliable and safe way to do it in a luxury way, which most guests do really appreciate when they had a rough day outside in the cold, and then they come back into their warm, comfortable luxury environment and amazing food on board. Then we also have the navigation of Svalbard. That's only 10 days, which is better for the North American market regarding the length of the cruise. And again, Antarctica. Every year we do have a ship in Antarctica. Usually during our summer, there is Arctic itineraries included. One ship is in the Arctic region, and during our winters, at least one ship is down in Antarctica to do our Antarctica itineraries. And most of them are 19 to 21 days, because again, it's about the destination. It's a once in a lifetime. So we do include the Falkland Islands. We do include South Georgia. We really want to go to have our guests experience the fullest of this special itinerary destination. And this is where you have the penguins. And we don't do a drive-by Antarctica to just see the tip of Antarctica. No, with Hapag-Lloyd Cruises, you really get to see the remote bays and destinations in that spectacular environment of our world. But we also have introduced in 2028 some 14-day itineraries for Antarctica, because we know our North American friends, they want shorter cruises. So even in those, we have included the Falkland and South Georgia to have the penguins included. So it's always worth looking on our website, where we have all of our itineraries published until 2028. And this one, again, is a very special once in a lifetime itinerary, where you need the experience to do it from Christchurch to Ushuaia. No, the other way around, from Ushuaia all the way to Christchurch in New Zealand. So that is a semi-circumnavigation of Antarctica, which is quite impressive to do. It's a very long journey though. 31 days, it's a month on the ship. So our fare structure, really quick, we have just two fares. We have the platinum fare and we have the silver fare. The platinum is basically our most booked fare. This is where you can choose your cabin. You have the up to 180 days prior departure cancellation process. So you can actually cancel for only 300 euros per person your itinerary, or you can just rebook any other itinerary if there's something happening that is unplanned, but you have booked already. In the silver fare, you have that 365 days before departure. And you also have a higher deposit in the silver fare, which is 40%, and 20% on the platinum fare. But I would really recommend you to register in our agent portal. This is where you get every information you need. Yeah, you will. I will send you an email and the registration instructions. So I would really like you to register at our portal. This is where you also find very attractive travel agent rates, our media library, our prices, our fares, our news and latest updates, all of our campaigns. So it's basically our main tool to communicate with you guys. So I highly recommend to set up an account with Agent Compass.
And
Thank
you
you.
also get all of the videos and social
Correct.
media posts, photos. So if you want to do any social posts for Hapag-Lloyd, they would very much welcome it when give you the content to even achieve that. Now, Felix, Marcy has a question about single supplements. Do you offer any
Yes.
single supplement discounts?
Yes, we do have sometimes very attractive single supplement discounts on Antarctica cruises, actually, because we have a higher availability on the ship, which we limit. So our ship has an availability of 230 guests, but we limit that to 199, which opens up a couple of cabins for solo travelers. That's why we sometimes have very attractive solo traveler offers. But in general, we have a solo traveler supplement, and that surcharge is about 35%, which is still very good compared to other US brands.
And Marcy was most interested in the Japan route. Would that be the same
Yes.
answer?
Yeah, so there's a single supplement. Hapag-Lloyd is usually very well booked in advance, so I recommend you to look for cruises in advance, and then you can check on Agent Compass if there's still the single traveler supplement. Once our single traveler supplement is fully booked, then the surcharge is 100%.
Wonderful. And Nancy would like to know, what do the demographics of your passengers at this point look like? Are there a lot of Germans or is it all Europeans? How are we looking?
Yeah, so there's a lot of Germans on board. That is connected to our heritage and our history in Germany. So I would say 80% of our clients are Germans. But we also have people from Australia, we have Netherlands, UK, Nordics, Scandinavia. So it's a European mix, I would say. And also, of course, North Americans, Canadians, and US citizens are on board and welcomed. It is a kind of an international environment, but mostly I have to say, and you have to know, those are mostly Germans on board. And depending on the itinerary, it kind of goes up and down. But I would say in general, it's 80% Germans on board. But they all speak well English. They are well educated people. So we have a very high value clients that are mostly well educated from Germany, so everyone speaks English. That's why it works so well with our bilingual cruises.
And if you start booking more US passengers, then we'll have more US passengers on board.
Yes,
So be sure to get
correct.
your bookings. Now, you and I started our conversation today about where can we experience these expedition ships. And I know you had talked about Toronto, and that was one of the first questions. So Celine in Montreal would like to know if these boats are ever in Montreal. And then Linda would like to know if it's ever
Yes.
in Galveston so they can climb on board.
Galveston, I have to check actually, but Toronto, we will be there. Please send me a message and I will put you on the list for a ship visit. So we are basically every year in Toronto because we have to enter the Great Lakes somewhere, and we always end up in Toronto because it's a great city. So that's a good way to experience or see and get a first, kind of introduction into our product. And I'm happy to offer a ship visit there.
Great. And if your Europa ships are in a port that's closer to some of our guests, if they go and visit that ship, will it give them a good idea of the expedition ships as well?
Yeah, there will be no problem.
Perfect. Yes. Okay, perfect. So if you live by a port like I do, Baltimore's my closest, be sure to send Felix a message and he can take a look at when they'll be in
Yes,
port and then you can do an onboard visit. Yes? Great. So it
correct.
looks like everyone's very happy, amazed by some of these itineraries. Felix is going to send you an email after this with further information. But honestly, joining that Agent Compass, it gives you
Yeah,
everything and even more than you can even imagine, which is really wonderful to have it at your
correct. And
fingertips.
very special travel agent rates. So I would recommend to look at it.
Yes, and he just had a fam trip with some of our guests and they were in love. So we know if you give them a try, you are going to fall in love and start booking as well. All right. Well, thank you. Oh, there is one more question in here. Regarding the demographics, would you say that the Great Lakes itinerary would be a majority US guests, or is that still mostly Germans? And then
It's
what is the average
actually,
age on board?
yeah, so Great Lakes is actually quite popular among North Americans because even they haven't thought about exploring the Great Lakes. So those are some itineraries, especially close to North America, where the average of North Americans is higher than on Baltic Sea cruises in Germany, for example. So it really depends on the itinerary. Regarding the demographic age, it's everything between, or majority is between 55 and 65. But of course, we also have like 70 to 80. Um, I even met some people that were 90, but in general, it's around 65, I would say, that most of our guests are.
Perfect. And then the Explorer ships, the larger ships, they also have a lot of family rooms. So if you are looking for something for families or younger folks, join us on another webinar or go to our
Yes,
YouTube channel. We have our last webinar there with Felix where he talked about more like the family offerings as well. All right. If there are any more questions, please go ahead and put them in the chat. But thank you, Felix, for joining us today. This was
thank
great.
you for having me.
I've dived into your agent portal and I've seen these cruises, but when you explain it, it makes it even more attractive to
Yeah,
me to
100%.
sell for the clients. Yes. So please join us tomorrow if you are available at noon Eastern time. We will be going on a slow luxury journey of Italy with the Territoria collection, which is a very small boutique hotels that are very focused on F&B. Alain Ducasse owns the agency, and it is just amazing offerings of F&B and small scale hotels. So join us tomorrow at the webinar. I'll send you the information this afternoon when I send, actually tomorrow, I'm in Belize today enjoying it. Tomorrow I will send you this video with Felix's information as well as
Correct.
the recording and the information for tomorrow's webinar. All right. So everyone have a wonderful day. Felix, thank you for joining us, taking us on
Thank
some
you for having me,
gorgeous
Jane.
gorgeous tour. Everyone in the comments, if you have time to read the comments, everyone loves itineraries. So
Great.
we look forward to joining you on the next cruise. So thank you for joining us, everyone, and we'll see you next time. Thank you, Felix.
Bye bye.
Bye.